So guys, during this podcast, you'll hear a lot about Brittany's role model and mentor, Doc Gentry. Unfortunately, Doc passed away on November the 16th. So in memory of him, I'd like to dedicate this podcast. Here's to you, Doc.
And I know personally, I've just grown so much. In the last year, I have grown as a person, as a woman, more than I have in the last, 30 years.
That's super. Wow.
Because it just puts you in a mind space that you've never been in before. It's exciting. It's great.
Yeah, you're talking about confidence, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even the confidence of like, I'm better. It's the confidence of I'm willing. Yeah. I'm willing to do this. I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Because this is great. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I have great people behind me pushing me in the right direction. I have someone I can call if I don't know.
Welcome to Enrich Your Empire with Richie Huffman, the ultimate podcast for entrepreneurship, impactful wealth building, and effective team leadership. It's time to enrich your business and create a lasting legacy. Let's get to work. Hey guys, welcome to Enrich Your Empire with Richie Huffman. Today I had Brittany Gentry all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. Brittany comes from an entrepreneur family, and now having spent years as a teacher, Brittany shares with us how she went about choosing Celebree School, the lessons she's learned, and the fears that she's had to overcome in order to get in the position that she's at today. As construction begins on the first of 3 schools. Hope you enjoy the show. Hey, I'm joined by Celebree's first and only Kentucky franchisee and owner of the Celebree School of East Louisville, Brittany Gentry. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Good to see you, Brittany. And I say first and only because you and your family are actually a 3-school partner.
We are, yeah. We signed for 3 schools about a year ago.
And that's pretty much closes out Louisville.
It does, yes, yes.
Or does that close Kentucky?
Well, no, okay. For now, maybe we're hoping within the next 5 years that we can get into Lexington and continue to grow, and take over that bluegrass market.
I love that bluegrass market. I love that. So tell me about, so why are you here today? I know you're here at the corporate office, but what brings you here today?
So we're here today because we are doing our training before we open our Welcome Center. And so you just kind of get immersed in the Celebree life. And I have our director here with us. So it's been really neat to show her why we chose Celebree. And she's really seeing all of the whys. Yeah. So we're here doing marketing and HR and
getting ready,
all the fun things.
Getting ready. We talked about this. We talked about this day.
I know.
And that this day would come, and here we are.
Over some Wagyu steak.
Congratulations. I want to talk about that because I think that's so cool. When we first met the family and met Doc, it was special. And I think you just jokingly said over some Wagyu steak, because for our listeners, I was so impressed with the family, and I wanted to get to know the family so much more that I said to you and Doc, listen, the only way that we're going to become partners if I come to Louisville and visit you and the family and the farm and get to really see you guys in your element.
And then you came and we gave you the whole deal. We put you in the back of a truck and we said, let's go.
Let's go out to the field.
Let's go to the farm. And
that was awesome.
And we really enjoyed it.
We had I think we had the entire executive team up on the back of the truck, and next thing you know, we're going down this gravel driveway and headed out to go look at the difference between a regular, correct me, from a regular cow and a Wagyu cow.
Right. We had Angus and Wagyu, and that's not really my ballpark either, but it was a really cool experience.
It was phenomenal.
It shows why we're here.
Yeah.
You said, let's get in the back of the truck. Let's go look at it. Let's travel around.
Right. Well, as I've always said, this is a partnership. This is not a transaction. And I think us coming to the farm and meeting your family and really getting personal, I think it was exactly said a lot about Celebree and its culture and the kind of franchise partners that we're looking for.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, when people ask, why here, I say because they came to the farm, they got in the back of the truck, they drove around, they made accommodations when we needed it. They are so family oriented, and we're a family business. So.
That's right, and that's a great partnership. A great partnership is exactly what we describe. It's not a transaction; it's a partnership. So I love that about Celebree and its culture, and I love that about your family and our partnership. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, let's talk about training. You're here. It's been about a year since we became partners. You're past the real estate piece. You found your location. You signed your lease. Construction's about to begin, and now training starts. How's the week been? How's the journey been?
It's been exciting. It's It's kind of that hurry up and wait, which they told us was going to be, but it feels like it's going to happen sooner than it does.
Yeah.
But there's been bumps. This is my first time owning a business, running a business. I've learned a lot along the way. Thankfully, I've been surrounded by really great Celebree people that have kind of molded me and helped me learn this position. But, we found our spot pretty easily. We really liked our landlord. That's been great. We are starting demolition on Friday.
Very good.
So I'm trying to be really immersed in training, but I'm also getting the jitters to get back and, take a hammer to a wall and just do what we've been wanting to do for the past 6 months. But I think we're at that point now where it's like, it's about to start rolling, down the hill. We're at the final stretch. We're getting into the fun stuff.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, you said some bumps along the way, because listen, entrepreneurship and this journey and opening up a business, it's not easy. And if you think it's going to be easy, you're fooling yourself. So
Right.
you should expect it not to be easy, but you should, expect us to be there to help you along the way. As we're on this journey together. So let's get into that a little bit. What were some of the bumps along the way, and how did we get past them?
Sure. So I think maybe our situation here is a little unique because we are partnering with our grandfather, and my husband is active duty military, and I'm kind of leading this project. And I've been in a classroom. I'm a mom.
Right.
I've not ran a company.
Right.
So I've learned so much, but I've grown. I'm confident, and I think being confident is important because you have the ability to learn and let yourself learn when you're like, I know I can do this. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to do it because that's just who I am. I'm going to do it. And along the way, Celebree's been there to help me. I would say one of my biggest struggles in becoming a business owner is learning to direct, be assertive where I need to be. And I've learned that up to this point. There's been a few things that have happened throughout this journey that I will do different for school too. But it took this journey for me to know what I need to do different for school too. And that being things as simple as during the LOI phase, me directing my lawyer what to do versus letting my lawyer direct me what to do. Things like that. Because if you've never been in that situation before, you don't know.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been. So I learned a few things. I've really enjoyed Brian with my give a shout out there because
real estate.
He was great with real estate. Stacy's been Stacy's been great with construction.
Yeah.
And she went to dinner with me a few nights ago.
Oh, that was awesome.
I know. I mean, I've built relationships
That's
here.
very
She's
cool.
like, you're coming to town. I want to meet with you.
Aww.
And it feels so right to be here.
That is so cool.
I know. I told her, I said, you're surrounded by such great people here at Celebree.
Yeah.
It's a family environment, and
Totally. Well, you threw a couple names out there, so let's try to put the pieces here together.
Okay.
So you said Doc.
Doc,
And Doc is your
husband's grandfather, our grandfather, yeah.
So it'd be your grandfather-in-law,
Yes,
your
correct.
grandfather-in-law,
Mhm.
serial entrepreneur,
That's right.
right? So I want to talk a little bit about that. And then your husband, who's in active military.
Yeah. So Doc was a vet. He owned a clinic there in Lexington. Took care of animals his whole life.
Large animals, right? Yeah.
Well, no, actually small animals, but owned a farm with large animals. Big horse guy. What you would imagine a Kentucky cowboy to look like. Would you agree?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
He is a cowboy through and through.
He's a real cowboy.
He is. And, he took a chance on us. My husband is active duty military.
Mm-hmm.
He is getting out of the military in this upcoming year.
Very good.
And there's a lot of changes going on in our family dynamic. And so Doc said, you love kids. I love money.
Yeah.
This seems like a good
I want you to be an entrepreneur and own your own business.
Right. He's like, I want to give you this opportunity. I want to give you and your family this opportunity to thrive. And that's how we got here. And now Celebree is becoming a Gentry family business, because eventually that will go throughout the family.
Totally. And a lot of our franchise partners talk about that. They talk about this business becoming an opportunity for them to create a legacy for their family. And that's what you're describing. Where do you think Doc got that from? And I don't know that you and your husband are not the first ones in the family that Doc has inspired or supported to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So I don't want to say this for a fact because, Doc is Doc, but he likes to give opportunity. He's not giving you he's not saying here's some money or here's this. He's saying here's an opportunity for you to succeed, for you to learn, for you to grow. And I think that's his way. His daughter and son-in-law, they own forgive me.
Weren't they in the Rena Center? At one point they owned a bunch of Rena Centers or something like that?
They owned Benfield. He owned Benfield Hospitals, which was sold out to Petco, I believe, something like that.
They were veterinarian clinics, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
And then they own, it's like they basically fix your dishwasher if your dishwasher breaks. I cannot think of the name of it.
Yeah, appliance stores,
yes,
right?
Yes, it's like Mr. Appliance.
Mr. Appliance. I knew we'd get it.
So, yeah, they own Mr. Appliance. And my father-in-law, he builds homes, so he's kind of his own boss, too. I think it runs in the family there. My brother-in-law owns the Wagyu business.
That's
Wendy
awesome.
Hill Wagyu.
Yeah.
And this is our baby.
That's awesome. Awesome. And again, I love this story because I think, a lot of parents should do that for their kids. I know the Huffman family is one of them. I mean, we see the success in the legacy and all the benefits, social benefits and financial benefits that comes from being an entrepreneur and owning your own business. So,
and I know personally, I've just grown so much. In the last year, I have grown as a person, as a woman, more than I have in the last, 30 years.
That's super. Wow.
Because it just puts you in a mind space that you've never been in before. It's exciting. It's it's great.
Yeah, you're talking about confidence, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even the confidence of like I'm better. It's the confidence of I'm willing. Yeah. I'm willing to do this. I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Because this is great. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I have great people behind me pushing me in the right direction. I have someone I can call if I don't know. So it's
we're truly blessed if you have. I would say two things. You're blessed if you have that in your life already. I know I was blessed to have that from my parents, just like you have Doc and your husband and the whole family that's behind you and rooting for you and showing you the way, along with the Celebree family also. But I also believe, those that don't have that kind of family background, that their family is rooting for them or pushing them in entrepreneurship, like it's still doable. I mean, you can still surround yourself with those people, and you could still read about entrepreneurship. You could read biographies and listen to so many different podcasts to get yourself in that mindset of being a true entrepreneur, business
Right.
woman?
I mean, we're a military family, so you definitely can find communities outside of family communities, right?
Mhm.
So if you're surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs, other people that are thinking outside of the box, you're going to be thinking outside of the
Totally.
box.
Totally.
And you know, that for us, we've lived out of state for the past 10 years. We've built communities that are not family related that have molded me into who I am here
Yeah.
today, and I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm just having this visual of you don't even know the conversations that are having inside the box unless you're inside the box, right? You don't even understand the conversations of what's happening and the conversations that are happening outside there in all these different little boxes. And we're just really focused on the box of entrepreneurship, wealth creation, and legacies of families.
Yeah.
But once you get inside those boxes and start listening, whether again through organizations, women entrepreneurs is one of those boxes that you could really learn a ton from. Getting being a part of a franchise brand that is going to be there to support you. Like in my head, that's all these little boxes that you can get into that make you the person that you are today.
And it's not being scared to walk over to that box.
Yeah.
It's just take the leap. It's there. There's so many different options. There's leadership all around you, and you just gotta go for it.
Listen, I always said you taking that leap and moving in that direction, you won't be any worse than where you started. It's impossible.
You might trip and fall a few times.
Yeah.
I mean, I have. I've like I said, this has been a growing. I won't say growing pains, but this has been a process for me learning to do this.
Yeah.
But because of that process,
you're growing.
I'm growing.
You're growing.
I know what to do next.
Yeah, you're changing. As you mentioned, you're becoming a young lady in entrepreneurship, and I can see it in your face. Like you're super proud of yourself and you're super excited.
Yeah.
Because I think you can look back and say, I'm doing this in spite of fear. And I know that my family is going to hugely benefit from this.
Right, exactly.
Right, and that's where the joy comes from.
And it's not just my kids; it's our whole family. I mean, this is a Gentry company for us.
Yeah, I love that. How old are your kids, by the way?
They are 10, 8, and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
So my 4-year-old will be going to school with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
And I tell all these families this, Brittany, and I'll say it to you, like the impact that you're having on your children. I hope you already know that. I mean, for them to watch and see their mom and their dad take and I even hate to say take the risk, but take the steps forward to follow their dreams and do what they say they want to do and become the person they want to become. That impact is going to be lot. It's going and you're already a part of it already, but it's going to be generational.
Mm-hmm. That's the
that
hope.
impact.
Isn't that the
it's going to be generational.
Totally.
Doc's already.
That's what we want.
Doc's already got that ball in motion, right? And you're just a part of that domino effect of thank God of what he started giving to the family.
Yes, because it is his hard work that has really drove our family to where we are today. I mean, we're extremely thankful for him. He's great. If he could be here today, he would be, and when he did come for Meet the Team and we walked away that day and he said, this is it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I agree.
Oh.
And I mean, I don't want to go too much into it, but you guys altered everything so that he was able to participate and he was able to, I don't want to say feel welcome because obviously he's welcome, but just like make it through the whole day. It's a big day. It's busy. We're moving. There's a lot of parts. And
we understand.
The team was like, no big deal.
Yeah.
I need to switch the door that we walk in. No big deal.
Yeah.
We need to have a driver drive around. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, that's to your point. That's what family does, and you want all your guests and your family to feel comfortable in your home and make them feel appreciated and welcome and make them want to come back. Right.
And we're back.
So let's get into, and thank you for that. And again, thank Doc and you and your husband and your kids for being a part of the Celebree family. It's gonna be a great partnership together. So what was the moment you knew that Celebree was going to be the franchise venture for you?
Yeah, so we went to other schools. We vetted
Other brands?
other brands.
Very good.
Not just childcare, but mathnesium, like other types of franchise centers.
Yeah.
And Celebree was our last one. So it was after we had already did a few tours of other places, drove to a few different states. We did our work. We came here, though, and like I said, we left that day and we said, this is it.
Really? Wow.
And there's been many times throughout this past year or so that I said, that's why we chose Celebree. That's why we chose Celebree. And even today,
Yeah.
you got what was your award
We
today?
were just awarded the IFA International Franchise Association's 2024 Emerging Brand of the Year.
Exactly. And my director's here, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to show her the brand, and you
Yeah.
came and you said, guys, you guys have to come. And she's like, what's going on? I said, I have no idea. And we all were so happy, and your
Yeah.
team was so happy.
Yeah.
And as we're walking away, I said, that's why we chose
Yeah.
Celebree.
Yeah. Yeah, because
It's just-
this is not our brand. This is not my brand. This is our brand.
And that
We all have a
says
piece of
a
this.
lot. And I mean, the other part too is we didn't want to invent a wheel. We wanted something that proved that it worked, that the numbers matched, that there was guidance throughout the way, because I am new to this, and it checked all the boxes. And then the icing on the cake was just the family environment here and the way we felt welcome.
So it was meet the team day.
Meet the team day.
Got it.
Meet the team day did it for us. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
It does it for us too, because
I really also liked how they interviewed me. How Lisa and Allison
okay.
really put effort into interviewing me, just to see, hey, we're not awarding everybody
Yep.
this franchise. You need to fit our values.
Yep.
And I think that shows that you're really getting to know those people that you're bringing on, and that was another reason that we really liked Celebree.
Back again to, this is not a transaction. This is a relationship.
Exactly.
And it's a long relationship. So
and we're going to be together.
You better know us, and we better know you, and that
says a lot. It really does.
Totally. I could, to be honest with you, I couldn't imagine doing it any way else, any other way. Because this is not about transactions. This is not about really opening as many schools as we possibly can. This is about helping families like yours become entrepreneurs for the first time, or not the first time, but in an industry that we are super passionate about, and helping you come into that world of the preschool business.
Yeah. I mean, that was big for us.
Not transactional.
Right.
I mean, we don't need that. We don't need investor dollars. We want partnerships.
Yeah. And it felt like a partnership from the beginning. So
that's awesome. So what are you most looking forward to when this school opens? That's when the real fun starts.
I know. Honestly, I miss the classroom.
Okay.
So for me, we did Go Noodle. Go Noodle is like a little dance in one of our brain breaks here today during training.
Okay.
And I lit up. I'm like, I've missed that.
Really?
I love, this is my bread and butter. I
Okay.
love this age
Aw.
group. I'm really excited to be around children again. So for me, that's what I'm excited about. And also just learning to be the leader that I think I will be. I know I will be. So growing into that position too, I also really am excited to fit out our school. Put all the books up and the blocks, and get our playground. Those are really fun for me.
Welcome these children and show them what, I'm not saying that it's not already existing, but bringing them a preschool that's high quality.
Exactly.
And that mom and dads know that their kids are going to be well taken care of, and they're going to learn in your school.
They're safe. They are learning. They're safe.
Yeah, and they enjoy being there.
They enjoy being there. Yeah, it's exciting. Another thing for me too is I really want to make sure that we're We have teachers that want to be there. I love walking into a school and seeing the teachers smile and the teachers want to be there. And, you know, you can feel like when I walk in a room and I walk around kids, like I'm excited.
Right.
So I'm expecting, you know, the people around me to be the same way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's super cool. And that's really the value that you're bringing to the business and to your school.
Right.
Right. Because you're already a teacher. You already understand early education. Your true
I've
passion
been in their
is,
shoes before.
Yeah. Your true right.
It's, you know, I can understand. I can say, hey, you know, listen, it can be a lot sometimes. Call me.
Right.
Call me.
Right.
I'll come in there. Like,
right.
You know, you need a break? Call me.
Right. What did you look for? Knowing your skill set, what were you looking for as your partner, as a director?
Oh, and a director.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, because I know where I know the kids,
mm-hmm.
I needed someone that was comfortable in licensing.
Okay.
I wanted someone who maybe, if not had opened a school before, was there at the early stages.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted someone with experience. And I found that.
Mm-hmm.
Bethany's great. She has opened a school before. She's worked in the Head Start, which is, you know, they have good curriculum there and stuff like that. So for me, it was really finding somebody that had been in that position, had opened a school before. And then my next step with the AD is we're looking for somebody that's great at marketing.
Okay.
Marketing is, I really, really enjoyed my training here this
mm-hmm.
week with marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized I want somebody that's comfortable in this new age, comfortable posting videos, comfortable
Got it.
doing those things. And with an AD,
I love that.
That's going to be high on my priority list.
Got it. Because as you know, in the first 6 months, it's all about build your team and enroll children.
Mm-hmm.
Build your team, enroll children.
And that marketing will both get hires and children.
Absolutely. I want to. So in this journey that you've been on, like what you talked about it briefly, but what are like some of the big aha entrepreneur moments that you've had?
So you mean like struggling or like?
Just, I think maybe something that you didn't expect, but and I think you mentioned this, something you didn't expect, but you overcame it, and now you're just like super proud.
Okay. So there's been a few times where, and through the journey, big things, or not so big things, seem huge.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, I need to figure this out right now. We're not going to get past this. You know, we're not going to open on time. It seems so big in the moment. And I can give you specifics.
Please.
Okay. So, for instance, we have to replace the HVAC units on our building. I had that built in with my lease with my landlord. We figured out percentages. We were moving forward with it. And then we found out that basically all the units need to be replaced in order to have high quality air control for our children, whatnot. It was going to be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to blow our pro forma. It was a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
We were being proactive in this by saying, hey, this isn't going to work for us. This isn't going to work for my landlord. We need to come up with an alternative. So worked with the landlord. We had a big Teams call. We all got on there. We came up with an idea. We sent that over to our architects to have them draw it up, paid the amount to have them redo it because we felt like paying that amount was better than being stuck with this huge HVAC situation.
Mm-hmm.
So a few months later, we're waiting on everything to come back. Well, my bid comes back and it's, you know, that first amount that blew our budget.
Mm-hmm.
So none of the things were in the plans that were supposed to be in the plans. I panicked. I'm like, my budget's $600,000 over what I thought it was going to be.
Wow.
You know, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money. One.
Yeah, it's a ton of money.
I've never been in that situation. And what was my first call? Stacy. Celebree. Hey, help me.
I mean, right.
Like, what's going on here? What did I do? You know, how can we get past this? And she's like, you know what? Let's get on a call right now. Let's figure this out. We need to put those red exclamation points on this email. It's, this needs to be urgent. And we did. And we, in that moment, it felt like,
Yeah.
oh no,
This is over.
This is over.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get in this school. I've spent all this time. But now I'm starting demolition on Friday.
Wow.
I got on those calls. We had those hard conversations. That's another thing too, is it's not easy to talk about mistakes that happen or things that you feel like maybe should have been handled differently. But in the moment, you're so upset about it. But then once you have those conversations, they're difficult, but it's done.
Yeah.
You can breathe, And so for me, that has been one of the biggest learning curves, is realizing like, hey, yes, it's hard, but we're going to address it, fix it, get over it.
Yeah.
And there's no hard feelings. And, we're moving forward. We're starting demo on Friday. I literally called my contractor and said, I just want to let you know that I can breathe. And he was like, good, because you're going to need to breathe in Baltimore. And I said, yeah, like, I feel really good, And he's like, well, I'm working on the permits and we're going to start demo on Friday. And so, we moved past it.
Yeah.
And I think that for being an entrepreneur and, learning this is, it gets tough sometimes.
Yeah.
And you have to, address things that may be uncomfortable for you, but you move past it.
Yeah.
And there's another side, and it's great. And, we're here now. So.
Yeah. You're either going to be bitter if you don't address it.
Right.
Or you're going to find yourself in a really bad position.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you don't want to there's no need to have any type of ill will about it. Because once it's said, and you move on.
And most of the times it is solvable.
Exactly. And if it's not, or it is solvable, and you
Everything
have
is.
Resources to figure it out. So, if one route's not working, then you just find another route. Everything can be solved.
Totally. As long, and to your point, as long as you help them understand this is not acceptable.
Right.
This
and
does,
it's uncomfortable.
Right?
It feels yucky.
This doesn't work for me.
Right.
And so help me, as you said, when you call it Stacy, help me figure this out.
Yeah.
Right. So congratulations on just having what it takes to make that call and not, stick your, what as they say, like stick your head in the sand and hope it goes away, because it's not. It's not. It's actually probably going to be worse if you just let it continue to simmer.
Yeah.
But you address it, you hit it head on, and we move on.
And you be proactive.
Sometimes you'll like the full answer. Sometimes you'll like half the answer, but you're much better than you were without addressing it.
You're right.
So that it's funny, Brittany, because I remember sometimes, and I remember sometimes when I would have earlier in my career, and I'd have to have some tough conversations. I would literally go into the men's room and get myself ready. To have those conversations, because they're difficult.
Yeah.
And you don't want to upset anybody, but I always had in the back of my mind, it's not fair to me not to express how I feel, and it's not fair to them.
Right. And you want to respect their time. If you're moving forward with something that doesn't work, it's not benefiting anybody.
Right.
It just needs to be addressed.
Right.
And I mean, that was a big learning moment for me.
Well, and again, that's how you get your first school successful and
Right.
move on to your second one and your third one. And I mean, that I use that whole pain and pleasure thing in my head. It's like, if I don't address this, the pain that it's going to cause me,
Right.
right? It's going to prevent me from opening my school. It's going to prevent me from opening my second school, my third school, the impact that's going to have on my family. Like I've learned to speed that process up in my head based on the process that I just took you through with the whole, the impact that this is going to negatively have on me if I don't.
Right.
And let's go. And half the time, as we mentioned, half the time, it's nowhere even close to as
What
bad
you're creating,
that we thought it was going to
Right.
be, or the reactions that we thought this conversation was going to create.
You're right.
It's most of it's so far from the truth.
It doesn't make it any less uncomfortable.
No.
but-
I got you.
But you are very right.
Yep. Anything else that you want to share with maybe potential Celebree franchise partners, or even someone who recently joined the family and is in the site selection, LOI, or architectural or permitting, or anybody that's just maybe thinking about being an entrepreneur? I think maybe that's my question, because we have two types of families that join us. One that already come from an entrepreneurial family background. They already own other businesses, and now they're looking to diversify the family portfolio in a business that some of the family members like you are more interested in. And Doc's like, that sounds like a great business to me.
Yeah, he's a numbers guy,
and it's a passion for you, right? So yes, we're going to invest in this as a family. And then there's the other profile of some of our families where they're in the corporate world. They've been an IT professional in finance for many, many, many years. Did very well on managing their money and their investments, and have the resources to invest in something like this, like a Celebree School. And now they're ready to become entrepreneurs and create their own destiny. What would you say to those folks that are?
I think
there?
Resources. What you just said, resources, is big, because I think Celebree provides a lot of resources. So you're able to take this step knowing that you have a whole team that is there to help you through those tough situations, figuring out how to move forward, not to mention the company's great itself, but there is that team, there are those resources, there are templates and,
tools, processes.
Ways like that work.
Totally.
That you've been working on and critiquing.
30 years.
Also, today when you came in and you listen.
Yeah.
You listen to what the franchisees are saying, what's going on in those companies, and you're changing things.
Totally.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
To have somebody that says, hey, I'm listening to these franchisees. I realized X, Y, and Z is not working. So we're going to switch it.
Yeah.
And you do that.
That blows my mind that other brands don't do that. I don't understand that. I don't understand. I mean, this whole company really has been built on listening to others, whether it's listening to our families, listening to our franchise partners, listening to our teachers, and really listening to our children. I remember when we were starting to get into summer camps, I went and sat in the school age classrooms and just basically sat down with our 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-olds, like, what would an awesome summer camp look like for you? And they're like, oh, Mr. Richie, we'd want a zip line. I'm like, thank you. Just going right to the source and asking them, like, what do you want?
I
like,
think
what's
people are
working?
Scared of what their reactions are going to be, but that's when you learn. You learn the most from failure, from what's going good, what's going bad. That's how you learn as a person. And I think a lot of people just are unsure of that's the right route to take, but you're not. So
well, you and I can both. Well, for those that are listening, we both agree that it's 100% the right path
100%
all the time.
Yep. Give me feedback. Yeah. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me change what I need to change. Let me improve what I need to improve.
Yeah.
And that's big.
Yeah. Well, listen, I appreciate our time spent together, and good luck with getting this first school open and our 3 schools that we're going to develop in Louisville.
Yeah,
so
we're super excited.
Thank you for our partnership.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to Enrich Your Empire. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn at Richie Huffman Celebree. We've got more great episodes lined up for you, so check back with us soon. Until then, stay inspired, stay driven, and keep building your empire.